SmartSuite is an amazing, feature-rich, totally web-based, hosted library system. We guarantee you will not come across another library system with the features we have, and we guarantee we're not going to con you into signing you up for 3 years or 5 years or give you special discounts and all that sort of stuff. What you're going to get here is just a library system that will do everything an academic or primary school library would need to do, and a whole lot more. Okay, the first things is you need to know what your URL is, and that's your URL there. Okay, and once you put your URL into your browser, in my case, my URL is ssdemo-v3. In your case, your URL will be your school name. So, as an example, it'll be Springvale HS for high school.functionalsolutions.com.au or Sherwood high school.functionalsolutions.com.au. But you can nominate the kind of URL you would like if you want, and we can set that up for you. There is no particular machine you need to have, no particular configuration. As long as you've got a browser and you can do a Google search, you can just put your URL in and you're up and running. Okay, you need to sign in. So when it comes to signing into the system, on the right hand side it'll have a sign in button, or if you're single sign on, it'll automatically sign you in. But if you're not single sign on, click on sign in. You'll put in your username in here, and then you'll put in your password. And everybody needs to sign in if they want to do more than searching. However, if you want to give access to the parents, you just give them that URL, put it in a newsletter and say, dear parents, this is our URL, whatever it is in your case, your school's URL, and say you can search our library content. Now, they won't be able to reserve anything, but they can certainly search. They can go, what have I got on cat? And bring up all the cat resources. They can go, oh, what about this book? And get all the information. Dreams, fantasy. What have we got on fantasy? Click on fantasy. Okay, there you go. And you can say, oh, what have I got on, there's Isabel Carmody. It's got a G. What's this G? Click on that. It'll take them to Google and bring up Isabel. So whoever the author is, it'll automatically have a G there. So if I go and do a search and I go, oh, what about this one, this book? And then if the book is reviewed on Google, it'll come up with the Google review. You can just click that and you can have a look and bring up that review of that book. We have other ways of bringing up other reviews as well. Talk to us. Okay, so there is no need for teachers, students, or parents to sign in to do a search. And I can go ahead and say, I am interested in doll. Okay, and you can say I am interested in catastrophe, CA. If you type in just CA, it'll give you everything in CA, CAT, it'll give you everything in CA, and you can keep typing in. So that's what's called auto suggestion. Okay, and you can go and do a search that way. Now, if you wanted to reserve a book, as long as you're signed in, okay, it says sign out, as long as you're signed in, if you click on the book you want to reserve, and providing you're allowed to reserve, you just click on reservations and go reserve, and it'll come up on the bottom. Now we're going to talk about circulation parameters and what have you in a minute, but that's how you can reserve a book. Okay, so that's how the OPAC works. Now your OPAC can be like this, where you've got lots of information, but you've only got the title. Okay, and you can define what's shown here. Or it can be like this, where you got a bit more information. You got the title, the holdings, the login. Or you can go for a list view, and it can be like this, and you can scroll that way. Or you can be like this, okay, and look at the material this way. And again, even in this view, you can say, no, I'm interested in more information. So you can look at it this way. Okay. And there are a whole range of other options. So your OPAC can be tailored the way you want it to look. But because this is an introduction to new users, we're just showing you that there are options. We give you options. That's what SmartSuite is all about, is giving you options. I'm going to show you how to add a patron, change a patron, delete a patron. How to add a catalog record, change a catalog record, delete a catalog record, and then how to skis catalog. And then how to circulate and how to do an overdue. So that's a pretty full-on session, and we're going to do all of this in half an hour because SmartSuite is that simple and easy to use. So let's go to adding a patron. So everything that you do has to be from this button up here. So you click on that, you go down to Patron and go to Patron Management, and it will always bring up your record that you've logged in. If I've logged in as Michael, it'll bring up Michael's record. Okay, you can go in, and so I've got Mike Smith, that's his record. So you can just next record, and just go through your system. Okay, if you want to find a record, just click find and go find anyone with S, or find anyone with Smith, or find anyone with Joanna. So it's up to you what you put into that find. So in that find in all fields. You can go, no, I want to find in surname. So you can go down to surname, equal to, no, starting with, containing, blanks, not equal to, not. So you can put anything, and you can put whatever you like in there. And when you get a result, you just click on the person and up will come the record. Okay, so we're dealing with an existing record. So if you want to change it, and I want to change his class grade should really be 11. Okay, so there you go, you just change that, and then once you've done it, you just go save. So you can find anyone, change all their details. Okay, and if you want to put his photograph up here, there's a way to bulk load photographs. We're not going to deal with that. There's just this one. Mike Smith just joined the library. Why not take a photograph of him with your iPad, run this up on an iPad, and just go upload, and it'll take you to your My Computer on your iPad. Okay, and then you just click the image, okay, and just go open, and all of a sudden there it is, and that's Mike Smith's photograph. It literally is that quick to upload anyone's photograph into the system. Okay, however, I've shown you how to find, and I've shown you how to change. If I want to delete Mike Smith because he's left, there's the delete button. Just go yes, delete, and it says, are you sure? Because it's going to remove. If I went okay, it's going to delete it. So you can't accidentally delete it without getting that second chance to remind you, are you sure? Okay, so that's how you change. To add a new person, there's the new button. You just go new and give him a barcode, but I don't have a barcode because we use the admin number. So he's just standing in front of me. So why don't you do this? Give him anything you want as a barcode. We really don't care. Okay, and then the first name is Kevin, and his surname is Zorro, Kevin Zorro, and his class grade is he's a year 8, and his homeroom he's a year 8, and then you just go save, and guess what? You just created Kevin Zorro as a patron on your system, and you say, okay, can I give him a username? And what's the username field used for? Okay, let's do it. Let's give him a username. Can be anything. Kevin Zorro. Well, guess what? Kevin and I want to send him overdues by email. So why not put his email address there? Okay, and now let's save it. Okay, now let me explain. Now you can say, Kevin, if you want to log in, you can use this number. I doubt he's ever going to remember it, but it might be 3 days later when you get notified what his admin number is. And his admin number is 5678910. That's his admin number. So you can just change it and just go save. So he could have used that dirty great big number or the barcode, or he can log in with his username, or he can log in with his email address. So Kevin has 3 ways of logging in: his email address, or his username, or his barcode or admin number. Entirely up to you. Okay, and that's all there is to creating a user. But if you want him to log in, it's going to ask him for a password. So why don't you click on change password and give him a password. And my recommendation is make the password for everyone. PASSWORD. Confirm it, PASSWORD. And I'll go change password. Now I'll see where it says change password on next login. If you're a secondary school, why don't you click on there and say yes, he has to change his password on next login. And that's it. If it was a primary school, you tell us what password you want to give them, and it might just be school, or it might be password. Everyone has the same password in primary school if you want, and then you don't have to worry about changing the password on next login, and just go save. Okay. However, let's say Kevin is a teacher. If Kevin is a teacher, then you can't give him a student role. So let's get rid of the student role. Click outside of that box to get that to refresh. And now you click in there and go, this is a teacher. So I'm going to come down here and go, they are a teacher. And now I go save. What does that do? What that does is it allows them to have TV for Education access to add content and search content and request content. Did you know that with TV for Education, unlike any of our competitors, if you're a teacher and you have a contract and you have to teach 42 lessons, did you know you could go to TV for Education once you've been made a teacher and put in 42 requests, tell us each one of those lessons and tell us the content that you want. Say, I need to teach this curriculum outcome and this is the lesson that I have to teach. Can you find me some great, current, engaging, relevant digital content that I can give my kids as part of the lesson? And we will do all your research for you, and we will give that teacher unbelievable, world-leading content from companies that have billion-dollar budgets to address the educational spectrum with engaging content. And there is no limit to what you can ask for. No other digital learning system does that. So all you had to do was give them that teacher thing. And this is why the library becomes more relevant to the teachers, because now you're partnering with the teachers and saying, you know what, I can help you teach, and I can help you get great content, and I can help and show you how you can request that. That's the big advantage. And if you want training on that, just ask us and we'll do a training just for you. Then we can do one just for the department heads. Then we can do one for individual group of teachers that are interested. And unlike our competitors, there's no extra cost and everything's integrated. Okay, so that's the teacher. However, Kevin is not a teacher. Kevin is actually a library staff member. So get rid of the teacher. Let's give him another role. Click in here. Okay, whoops. Click in here. And we'll choose he's a librarian. And now he will have almost all the functionality. Catalog searching, stock take, reports, and so forth and so on. So that's what's brilliant about just creating Kevin as a librarian. But it might be Mary Smith, and she says, I used to be a librarian, but I've retired and I'm bored at home, so I've decided to come and give of my time to the local school and to the local community. Would you like me to help you in your library? And you go, Mary, we'd love that. How about you work on our circulation desk for us? So in that case, you won't give Mary a librarian's role. Think about giving her a circulation desk role. Okay? And now all of a sudden, Mary can do all your circulation for you. Or how about you add another role for her and catalog her, so you can teach her how to SKISS catalog when you realize how simple and how foolproof it's going to be. And you can go, and there are a whole bunch of other roles you can go in there. Okay, so talk to us. And then all you do is you just go save. So you can decide the different roles. Give them a username and password. And if you suspect anything, change their password and they won't be able to have access, or just delete them out of the system. That's how easy it is to add, change, or delete a patron. What about add, changing, or deleting a catalog record? Now that you've learned how to do that with a patron, you don't need this information, all these tabs. Okay, it's just 99% of people don't need it, but for people that do want it, it's there. Okay, so if you want to add, change, or delete a catalog record, click on here, click on catalog, click on catalog. It'll bring up the last catalog record that was being worked on, and you've got navigation buttons. Next, 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 next will bring up all the different records. Or you can go, I want to find the record to change it, and I want to find this record, search for cat, and you can go down here and go, yeah, Matthew Flinders cat, that's the one I want, and I want to add subjects to it. So you just go ahead and find subjects. So click on subjects, it'll bring up the subjects, go to a blank line, and you can go ability testing. That's the subject I want to go. And I also want to add animals. Okay, and animal babies, that's what I want to add. And then just go save. So it's no different to adding, changing. You just select the area that you want to go. Everything's unlimited, and you can put as much information. You can type the whole Encyclopedia Britannica into the notes, and no matter what you do, everything is searchable wherever you've typed information. Okay, and let's go to the copies area. I want to add a new copy. Just click on new copy, go down to a blank barcode, zap in the barcode, and then you can type in the call number. You can say it is going to be in the library office, and sublocation is in the English section, and it's a fortnightly loan, and it's a fortnightly renewal, and save. So not only have I called up an existing catalog record, I've gone into the copies and added a copy. Okay, so that's what's really good about it. Now let me grab this ISBN. No, let me grab another ISBN number. So let me grab this ISBN number, and I'm going to show you another way to catalog. Okay, so if you wanted to catalog a brand new book, I've just shown you, you just type in new, okay, and it says all those, and then you just fill in the blanks, fill in the author, just like a patron, fill in the information you want. Okay, however, what you can do is, on a new record, you can just zap in the ISBN number and then hit that Wi-Fi button, hit on it, and when you hit it, it will go and connect to the internet, download the book from SKIS, and it says it's imported. So when I go OK, I can go to additional titles. Yep, there's an additional title. Go to the author, there it is. Go to the illustrator, there's no illustrator. Go to the subject, those are the subjects. Go to the series, there's no series. Go to the notes, there is no notes. Is there an editor? No editor. Genre, there's no genre. Publisher. So basically the book is totally imported. All you've got to do is add a barcode. So you just go to the copy area, because that's where the barcodes are. Go into the copy area, enter the barcode. Okay, enter the call number if you want, the copy status, the storeroom, the location, okay, and then just go save. If there's any field that hasn't been entered, that has to be entered, it'll tell you the media. So go back to the basic area, and media type is a book. So I'm just going to put in as a book and go save. And that's how easy it is to SKIS catalog. Okay, and if you want to do another book, you just go new, zap in the ISBN number, click the Wi-Fi button, click on the copies, put in the copy area, then go new, save it, then go new, and do the next one and the next one, next one. That's not how you SKIS catalog. That's a quick way to do just 1 or 2 books. If you want to do a SKIS catalog of 30 books or a bulk of books, you go here, you go to catalog, and you go to global catalog. And in global catalog, you enter all these parameters over here. So if it's a media type of a book, the store, the location is this, the sublocation is this, the loan period is this, the renewal period is this, copy status available. If you got a cost center, it's being paid by the library budget, science budget, arts budget, whatever. And then you can put in the supplier of the first book, and then you enter the ISBN number of the book, and then you enter the barcode of the book. Then you enter the next so before you enter the next ISBN number, if it's a different supplier, you can put that in. And if it's a price, you can put that in. And then you zap in the ISBN number and you put in the barcode of the book. And then you enter the ISBN, the barcode, ISBN, the barcode, the ISBN, the barcode, the ISBN, the barcode, the ISBN, the barcode. And that's how you'll do 50 books, 60 books, 100 books all in a couple of minutes. Okay? And when you're finished, you just go print and it'll go and grab the barcodes and create the spine labels for you. And that's all there is to SKISS cataloging. Okay? However, before you do your very first SKISS record, 2 parameters need to be set up. So what happens is when you go into the SKISS the global cataloging screen, remember we went from menu to catalog and then global catalog, which brought you to this screen. The first thing you should do is in the configuration area, click on that up arrow, click on US Z3950 databases, click on that. You'll put in your SKISS username and your password here, and you'll go update or save and just close out of there. Then you need to go back into that option and go to default spine label, and you'll choose what your default spine label is, go save and then exit. Once you've done that, you get out of the screen, okay, and just reload that page again so that all those parameters are saved for you. And guess what? You're a champion SKISS cataloger now. And that's all there is to SKISS cataloging. We're now going to do circulation. Circulation is absolutely wonderful and easy. But before we go into circulation, remember all the students are on different year levels, and therefore all the different year levels need their borrowing parameters set. So my recommendation before you do anything with your new system is come into the menu, go down to configuration, go down into authority files and set up your class grade and borrowing limits. You go into the authority files, it's in alphabetic sequence. You click on class grade. And if you haven't got your class grades in there, you type in here, year, 1 for year 1 and then add. Then 2 and then add, and then 3 and then add, and then 4 and then add, and 5 and then add, and teachers and then add, and administrators and then add, and temporary teachers and add. So you create all of them. Once you've created all of them, then you need to put the parameters for each one. So if it's 7, I'll click on the pencil and this will be blank. You'll need to put that in. So basically, the security number should always correspond with the year level. So if it's a year 3, the security is 3. If it's 7, it's 7. If it's 12, it's 12. If it's teachers, they should all be 50. Okay? Just stick with that security system. Once you go to do TV for education, that's the time that'll apply. Okay? Another time that security will apply, if I am a P212 group, and I've got some stock in my library and they're senior fiction. And I define senior fiction as anyone from year 10 and above. So therefore, let's just close out of here and let's have a look at a 10. Have I got a 10? I haven't got a 10. So let's create a 10. So 10. 10 and I go add. So there's my 10. Now I'm going to create my parameters for year 10s. So the year 10s have a security of 10, okay? The expiry date is going to expire. I want all these books back on the 18th of December as the final borrowing date. The expiry date, I always say to people, figure out when you're going to leave and then make sure it's at least 20 years from after you leave so you never have to worry about it again because it's not used for anyone except for year 12s, okay? The limit that they can borrow 12 books. They can borrow it for 14 days. They can renew it on the internet once if an item is overdue. And they can renew it for 14 days. They can reserve 5 items, so we don't have them reserving everything. They cannot take multiple copies of the book. And because they're not teachers, if it was a teacher, I could say they can borrow for 400 days. Then I have to say, use the teacher's borrowing parameter instead of the book borrowing parameter. Okay, so for everyone else, it's like that. Now, going back to senior fiction. So if I take a book and I say it's a senior fiction book, and senior fiction is defined as 10 and above, so this person who belongs in year 10 will be able to borrow it. But if it's a 9, you'll get an error at circulation saying, no, year 10 can't borrow, year 9 can't borrow this. This is a senior fiction book. That's what that security is for. Okay. Now that I've set up all my parameters, another parameter that you should do is loan types for the books. So you need to have daily, weekly, fortnightly. If you don't already have it, you need to put them in, and then you cut the pencil, and that'll tell you, like, a daily means 1 day, fortnightly means 14 days, weekly means 7 days. So you need to do your loan types, and you also need to do your renewal types. Okay, once you put that in, then you are ready to circulate. Okay, now this is the loan screen by default. Whenever you go into circulation, always in loans. I can type in S and it'll bring up anything with S. If there are reasons why, it'll tell you, oh, this person has expired. And I go, no, he hasn't. But you can just go override anyway and just carry on. Okay, you can go Smith and it'll bring up all the Smiths. Okay, and off you go. You can go John and it'll bring up all the Johns. Okay, and if you want to make sure that people can borrow on your system and they don't get those errors, okay, this error is saying he's got an overdue, okay, and that's what it'll look like. So his photograph will come up here, his name will come up here, all his borrowing status and information will come up here, things that will be up here, and then all the books on white or blue, they're normal loans. Okay, if he had an overdue, this is what it will look like. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, it won't allow me to go back because these books here, so let's click on this one and set that one as overdue, and okay, so when you're looking at the circulation screen, if it's blue or white, it's a normal loan. If it's red, it's an overdue. Well, what on earth is this brown? Well, the brown says that these books were on loan to him, but he claimed he returned it. So if you say, look, you've got mental health, mental math strategies. He goes, no, I haven't. Yes, I do. Remember this book? Okay, you can click on the title and it'll take you to the catalog screen and bring it up and say, that's what it looks like. And he goes, oh, yes, I had that book. I put it on the shelf. So if you accept what he says, you just click on mental health and then you click on claim return. And if you do that, it'll ask you to put a message in there. And you can say, Mike said he returned it. I don't believe him, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then just go, okay. And that message will be tied against that book and against Mike Smith as well, except it'll now go brown like that. That's what that means, okay? If he said he lost the book, that's something totally different. It just says it's lost and it comes off his screen. You can still go and do a report of the losses. But the reason why we do that with claim return, because we want to make sure that the next time he claims he returns another book, we remind you, hey, just letting you know that Mike claimed he returned these other books as well. So maybe you need to reconsider accepting what he said. Okay, that's what that's for. And then you just zap in the barcode of the book you want to borrow, then the next barcode of the book you want to borrow, then the next patron barcode or surname or first name or part of first name or part of the surname. And that's all there is to circulation. So you can just go return because it's quiet in the library. You got books to return. You got a trolley full of them. Just sit here and just keep zapping them in. Barcode, 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 barcode. When you finish, that's it. Someone comes to borrow, just go loan. And your back to square one, where you can continue loaning books out. Okay, that's all there is to circulation. But you say, look, you've got some overdues. And he goes, no, I haven't. Would you like me to send you your overdue list? And go, yes, please. So you just choose and you go overdue items and then run the report. And when you run the report, it'll automatically bring up the reports module, automatically bring up the overdues, and you can go, I'm going to email to you. Click on the email, then say, please return these overdue books, and specify their email address. If you don't put it in, and he had already an existing email address on his record, you don't have to put any of that in. You just go send now. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Okay? And I did all of that from the circulation screen. So, what we've shown you so far very quickly is how to search, how to add patrons, how to add catalog records, how to set borrowing parameters. Now the last thing we're going to do is overdues, because we've got a whole bunch of loans out. So if you want to do an overdue report or any kind of report, you just click on the menu, click on reports, and then go overdues, and overdues by class grade or homeroom. So let's just do classification, and then just go open. And who do you want to do overdues for? And I go year 12s. Okay, so select year 12s, click out of there, you can see that there, and then just go generate. Okay, and there all the overdues will come up. And if you want to send that to the class grade teacher, now you can do overdues by patron as well. But if you want to send this to the class grade teacher, just go email, and then put in the subject, put in the teacher's email address, go send now. Or why not schedule it to happen weekly, starting on the 21st at 1 a.m. in the morning or 7 a.m. in the morning. So before they come to school, the class teacher already has a list of all the overdues she's got to chase up, and you send it by email. Thank you very much for walking you through SmartSuite, the most flexible, most feature-rich, and guaranteed unbelievable support, and guaranteed no incremental pricing. You'll never say, oh, I want that feature, and then we'll say, yes, you can, but it's going to cost you more. You're never going to get that. Okay? If you want support, you can click here, go into the mailbox, okay, and from the mailbox you can create a support ticket, and I want to create a ticket and say, I'd like some more training on such and such, or can you send me some training notes on SKIS cataloging, or can you direct me to a video on SKIS cataloging, or alternatively, why not come down to support and have a look at all the training videos, and have a look at the FSI and the quick start guide. Have a look at all of those. You'll be amazed how much online support there is. We wish you all the best, and we would really love to thank you for putting your faith in Functional Solutions to provide you state-of-the-art software at incredible cost savings, so that your library budgets can go into library resources instead of IT departments and IT companies. Thank you very much.